Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's me, the old fat guy down here. What am I doing? Nothing really. I uh, I went out this morning. It's amazing. You can go out in the morning, and when you come back, like yesterday. We went out yesterday morning, and it was cold. Everybody was saying how cold it was, and by the time I got home, I was soaking wet because it's with sweat because the temperature, the sun came out, and the temperature jumped about 20 degrees. This is Colombia. It's an amazing place. Okay. Um, Got a game tonight. I should do that first. Get that out of the way, right? Let me check the who. I don't even know. I don't pay attention to Thursday night games too much because they're too late now. We're on the same time schedule you are. Denver Broncos, L.A. Raiders. Now this, when I was a younger person, this was a great game, no matter how bad the teams were. I'm gonna go out on a limb just because I like them. I don't expect you guys to follow me, but I'm gonna take the Raiders in the game. Okay? Just to show you how stupid I can be sometimes. Alright, back to reality. Um, where was I? Oh, Pelosi is leaving politics. She's not coming back. Hopefully they'll get another Democrat in there, but you never know. Uh, Trump's doing his happy dance about that because he never liked her. Uh, she wanted him impeached a couple of times, so you know. But she's a little older than me, and I've got this thing. No matter how effective these people are, I don't think that people should stay in there that long. Uh, because it can be a detriment at some point in time. You're going to get a little slower. You're not going to be as quick mentally. This is just. So I said, I don't think you should do that. But what can I tell you? They have all these older people there because it takes a long time to build up let's call it the fan base. The people that are going to pay you off and pay for your uh, policies and everything like that. So, and they pay for it. I mean, God, they're all bought and paid for, every last one of them, to some degree. You just have to face it. Now, Trump is going around saying that the reason that the Republicans lost, one of the reasons was that Trump wasn't on the ballot. And he said, I'm not on the ballot. Well, as somebody mentioned when they were discussing this, is Trump will never be on the ballot again. Okay? So what are you going to do? Is he giving up? No, they're saying that he will technically will not appear on the ballot per se, but he will be present. He's going to do a lot of campaigning and everything else. I don't think that's a good idea because he's crazy and he's old. And number one, I don't think he can handle it. And number two, he's liable to say some really crazy shit and get the Republicans in more trouble. All right? I think what he's going to do is voter repression. He's already trying to get states to go for voter ID when they vote and everything like this. So you can't walk in and give them your name and then they match your signature. You're going to have some sort of ID card or something. And you only have 12 months to get it. What, 80 million people. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It's a way of restricting the ballot. Look, I watched them work one time, because my mom was one of those judges in the ballot, what they call a judge at the ballot. You know, she did it one time, and she showed me what was going on. You're given a piece of paper with your name that you sign with your name and everything on it, and you go up to the voting booth, and that you have to be in a specific order, the same order that the tickets are in, and the tickets are placed on the spindle in that order. Now, at the end of if you want to find out how so and so voted after the election, you go, well, how many people down was that from the beginning? 25. Okay, you go to the back, and there's a tape, and you count the votes 25 back, and you can tell how they voted. It wasn't really a pure secret ballot. You know, it's a secret ballot only in the sense that nobody's supposed to see you do it, but they can tell how you voted. You know, that's a neat trick, right? I thought so. So anyhow, it's not really secret, but what are you going to do? Wow, I have no idea. It's just voter suppression about it. That's a continuation of that story. Uh, but let's look at history now, okay, folks? Let's go become the History Channel for a few minutes. Any of you know, have ever read about the French Revolution? It brought about Napoleon Bonaparte, but I'm not sure that's what's going to happen here. But anyhow, the reasons behind that revolution are very similar to what's going on in this country right now. They're economic and political suppression and whatnot, and the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, kind of this the thing. And you know how that worked out for Louis and Marie, right? You know, they're wandering around the planet headless. Now, yeah, the downside of that is that so many years later, Napoleon came along because they were still trying to figure out the government over there. It works okay, I guess, now. It's sort of like England's. It's what they call it. It's not even like England's anymore. But they have in England they have a democratic monarchy. The king really doesn't do much, if anything. He's ceremonial, but he's there. It's sort of like Donald, you know. Donald doesn't really do anything, but unfortunately, he's still there, you know. But I don't think our government's going to drastically change, if it doesn't, if they get rid of Trump. I mean, I don't see it. You know, there being a sudden change in the way things are done. It's going to be a subtle change, and it's going to take a while. From this time now, I'm not talking about before Trump. I'm talking from Trump onward. It's going to be subtle changes. It's not going to be massive, because whether you believe it or not, too many people agree with some of the stuff he's doing. So, you know, it has to be toned down somewhat. I agree with that. Yes, that's a big thing. And slowed down and toned down. And it has to have a more of a legal status than, you know, just a bunch of crazy guys in masks going around arresting people. But you don't know. You know, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Again, it's a mess, you know. I don't know what's going to happen down the line. I still think, you know, he's working on voter suppression and whatnot. So for the 2028 election, so I don't know how that's going to fan out. You know, but they got slaughtered in Tuesday's election. I mean, the Republicans really did, and I had trouble finding places where they won something. You know, they did win some places, but not very many. You know, maybe 10 or 12. Uh, state assembly shots. And that was where there also was a Democrat that won usually. So they just kept it. They kept it even, sort of. And it was districts, not the overall legislature. Districts within the General Assembly. I don't know why they do that, but they do. I guess it's so they can. It's pretty much. What's the term? They're giving people a position to. Give people positions in government that they help their friends out or something like that. What's the name of that? There's a terminology for that. I've forgotten it. Nepotism. I think that's what that's all about. Because it's got nothing to do with government. It's just a lot of people. I mean, because it's always been the feeling of politicians, which originally were aristocrats. Remember that. They were the elite. The original ones were all pretty much elite. They wanted to keep the general population from being able to govern, because they didn't believe the general population was smart enough to produce good government, or something along those lines. That's the way they do it. Else, I have anything else? No. I'm concerned about the Pelosi thing, because that could give Trump an in. I have to figure. I think she's California. She's California. It's not an in for him. That's it. I have to. Let me check. Let's see. Not there. SI. Pelosi. She's been accused of everything from insider trading to everything. Oh yeah, she's Californian from what I'm seeing. Here we go. Yep, she's Californian, so I guess they won't get a Republican in there to replace her, so that's a good thing, hopefully. You never know. There are a lot of whack jobs in politics. You can get an idiot in there, but it shouldn't. It's not gonna. It shouldn't change anything. So anyhow, what else is going on out there? I'm just, looking around at stuff, seeing if there's anything else I want to talk about. And there's not. So we'll round it up. But listen, you guys that are looking towards 2028, or 2026 really, next year. You got to stop doing that. That may or may not help you. What you've got to watch out for is the state legislatures passing voter ID laws and stuff like that. You got to watch your own state, and you've got to stop people from doing things that could prevent you from voting next year. You got to start doing it now. Paying attention. All right, the various county committees and city committees and whatnot for the Democratic Party are got to get out there and do grassroots work, just like the Republicans are going to do. Okay, because it doesn't do you any good if you can't vote. All right, and Trump's going to do everything in his power to stop that. That's where getting rid of the filibuster comes in. You know, he said that he wants to do away with the filibuster. Now that's a whole different story. All I know is that it prevents that if you do away with the filibuster, you take away one of the checks and balances on the Republicans, and they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. And that means delaying or canceling the election for some misbegotten reason. So keep your eye on that, folks. Don't let that happen. All right? That's it for me. So hit the subscribe button. I got the name of a couple of these people out there. I'm not sure if they're real or not, but or if they're just one of my friends adding accounts to the YouTube channel. Don't do that. I want honesty, you know. And anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in tomorrow being Friday. For you, it's Friday. For me, it's just another day in the week, folks, you know. So everybody take care, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe.